Hey, welcome back to Ready, Set, Sold with your host, Bryan Vogt. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. As you just heard, you heard the mayor of the city of Shiloh, Mayor Jim Vernier. Again, and I kind of mentioned it in the last segment, but I mean, his dedication is second to none of what he's done with Shiloh for the years he's been there. I mean, my gosh, I guess doing the math there, it's on his 33rd year of being a part of Shiloh. That's not saying that's just the city of Shiloh. That's not counting his volunteer work before that in different capacities. So great stuff. I always say if you miss this, and this is why the podcast becomes so important. We don't always catch everything. Even my great Aunt Ag, who's 99 years old, can miss a few spots here and there. But hey, here's the good news. You can go to Google Play or iTunes and go to a podcast. You can take all or just small sections of it, whatever you feel that you missed, so you can get filled in. And that you can go back not just to this show, but week after week after week. And also, please don't forget to like us on Facebook. We really do appreciate that. As we move on to, and just so you know, it's Ready, Set, Sold with your host, Bryan Vogt. That's how you look us up. As we move on, we're trying to, open this up to more and more avenues and YouTube and different variety of ways that we're trying to get the word out. Because really that's what this show's about, is trying to get information out to people so they can make decisions that work best for them to get their house sold for top dollar and a fast sale. I mean, this is your largest asset, for goodness sakes. So you want to make sure that you have the information that you can make decisions. And that's why the book becomes so important, that you can make decisions on what you want to do, and you have a guide map to get you there. Well, we're talking about selling in the fall. We talked about the outside earlier, about getting the leaves, making sure that the acorns or the whatever fruit or whatever thing that might be dropping there from the trees, fruits or what have you. That's important to make sure that's taken care of. I think the other part, though, is on the inside. And some of the things that you may not think about, but you really want to pay attention to. Many times during the summertime, people will have their shades open, they will have their curtains wide open, and that's a good thing. However, when we say open, they're usually maybe about a quarter still up there, because the sun never seems to set, right? It's open, till 9 o'clock. Well, in the fall time, guess what? Those times, those periods of sun time get smaller and smaller and smaller. So a simple thing, but a big thing, is make sure that shade, or depending on how you have your blinds, is all the way up. All the way up. That extra foot and a half, whatever that may be, means a big deal, again, because of the sunlight not being able to hit it. Also, one of the things that we see more of and sellers having great success with is actually consider having some food out. Having some things, have some, maybe some goblin cookies. You can either make them or you can buy them. Having some candy, things of that nature out there. Always want to put a little sign up there, please take, please enjoy. Many times otherwise they won't do that. But you want to have that in there. It makes it just a more cozy thing. It just reminds them that, this is the fall. We're moving into the holiday season. We're not there yet. Okay, we don't have the hustle bustle yet, but that this is a good time and it's a fun time. And so having those type of things, sellers had some great success with that. And yes, baking, cinnamon cookies, things that go traditionally with that type of gear, whatever that may be. Things with pumpkin spice. I know that's a big joke around a lot of times, is that everything has pumpkin in it. But I tell you what, when it comes to selling a house, that's never a bad thing to have that smell, have that going throughout the house. If you can't do that, I mean, look, they make sprays. Okay, if you want to just spray a little bit, that's okay too. We've seen sellers do that and have some great success. Just a little tip: don't overdo it. Really, again, a little spraying here, a little scent in the air is usually all you're looking for. One of the issues sometimes we hear from buyers is if you put too much out, and this doesn't have to be pumpkin, this doesn't have to be anything, it can be any scent. If it's overpowering, perception is reality, and they think you're trying to hide something, that there's a smell that you're trying to mask, which may not be true. And so then they start thinking about, well, are these people smokers? So to avoid all that, again, a couple of sprays, you just want that in the air. You don't need to have it overpowering. And I think most sellers know that. But, on occasion, sometimes you walk into a house and it kind of just hits you. And that's not really the impression that you want to have. The one thing, too, and we didn't talk about this before, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in the fall, but one of the things that comes up is music. I'll just tell you my professional opinion. I don't particularly like it in the years past when surround sound, I get that. You're trying to advertise that. Maybe you're trying to market that. It's okay if you want to put it on. I would put it on probably about the lowest you possibly can for two reasons. Number one, when the knock comes to the door, when the agent's coming in with the sellers, quite frankly, when they hear music or they think they hear music, there's an tenseness that they think somebody's home. And just for that 5 or 10 or 15 seconds, there's a tenseness and there is anybody here. And quite frankly, that's the exact opposite mood you want to create. You want to have this just open the door, look at my beautiful home and just let them go ooh and ah. And that's, smell that pumpkin scent, or having the fireplace with knickknacks in it. One of the things I do want to mention too, if you have a fireplace and you use it for wood burning, make sure that it's clean. Those are just a few things that you can do to really, really make a difference. I know they may seem small, but again, you're always creating an atmosphere. You're creating the illusion. You're creating an illusion that maybe you cook cookies every week and you don't cook cookies ever. Maybe you're sitting there saying that you have a fireplace that never seems to be used, but you just used it before you put it on the market. And those leaves that just don't have hardly any leaves on the yard at all, even though you have a 75-foot tree, have just mysteriously vanished. All those things are going to help you. We've seen sellers get top dollar for their sales when offers come in to get you what you want, to get you moving forward, and to be a win-win for both parties. And that's ultimately what you're looking for, is to get that. With that said, we're going to have the tip of the week. It's going to be the $5,000 tip of the week. It's going to be kind of a play off of what we talked about last week about negotiation, something that I believe everyone needs to know, at least be aware of if you're selling your home, so you don't want to miss that. Hey, you still have time, go get the book, ReadySetSold.org. Many of you already have. I really appreciate that. It's been very flattering that you've taken advantage of the offer. Go to ReadySetSold.org, not .com. Get your free book today. We will see you on the other side.